Hey everybody. We've got our next Glaze kiln opening. So let's get this thing cracking. I've got a whole bunch of different stuff in here. This is, I've got several mugs we did in a cast iron matte as a base coat. Top coat was an experiment. Some are with floating glue and some are with sea spray. And what is coming out is matte black with a gloss on top. So, and a little hint of blue, but they turned out great. Just not exactly what we were looking for, but that's okay. That's the joy of all this, is it's an experiment. This is the same thing on a thank you mug. This is the new sea spray just by itself, and actually it is really pretty. I think I like it. I think I'm gonna like it a lot. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. Just gotta keep playing around with it. Okay, this is called For Better or For Worse. So I think I'm gonna put a gold rim on this, and maybe write For Better or For Worse on the inside. It was a mistake, but as it was going, it started talking to me. I'm not crazy, but you know, sometimes you just see things and they hit you. Okay. This is, I call it a hot pocket. This is another wall sconce. This is the same sea spray, but I had to put it on a little thicker. I could not dip it. The piece was too large. So I actually poured the glaze on, and this is fantastic. It's a little, the glaze is a little thick because of the pour, but the coloring is phenomenal. So I'm gonna love this sea spray. It's gonna be fun. Now here we go. Oh, perfect. Okay. So these are some bud vases, again with a matte black cast iron with a floating blue and a sea spray. The sea spray really just kind of lost. The floating blue, you can actually see some little deep flecks in that gloss finish. So I don't think I'll duplicate it again. They're good pieces, but again, my goal there was not achieved. So we'll keep trying. So I've got a couple of shelves to pull out here, and some more surprises on the next layer. I had this thing full. Okay, this is just a plain cast iron on a smiley face mug. Who doesn't love a smiley face mug? And how can you beat cast iron? This is just floating blue, and the blue is there, but it's turning more brown. I suspect that I need to check the specific gravity on that glaze, because it's going on too thin. Even though I double dipped it, it's still going on too thin. Where it's thicker, the blue is showing up, but which tells me that even after a double dip, the specific gravity is probably not correct, and I need to thicken that glaze up. Best Friend air plant planters, we'll string those up. These are in the cast iron. Put a little moss in there and some air plants, and they look really cool. If you have a best friend, you both should have one. This is another floating blue with a cat lady. Not sure what is on there. I'll play with that later. You don't care about that. Finally, okay, so here we go. This is forest green with sea spray, and this is a little planter that actually turned out the way it was supposed to. Just wonderful. So that's super cool. I've got to make a drainage pan for it, but finally something that came out the way I thought it should. Okay, here, this is art. Catch the wave. So I'm gonna put an air plant in here, and this is a marshmallow, just a fun piece. I learned my lesson on the last video. I tried to pull these little Hershey Kisses off, and I did, but I also cut myself, and the cameraman almost threw up, and it's pretty bad. So I'm doing this by myself, and I'm not, this time I'm just gonna use pliers. I'm just gonna stop right there. So, so if you're a potter and you're watching this and you start using those things, they're great, but just be careful when you are taking them off, because you know it's glass. So I survived. I'm all good. All my digits are functioning, but yeah, just be careful with that stuff. They look harmless, but they're dangerous. All right, this is the, okay, now this bottom shelf, this was a collaboration between my sister and myself. We did some watercolors, which she watercolors, but we've never done anything on ceramics. Okay, but first, this is my experimental mug. Okay, turned out great. This is forest green with a wax resist pattern, and inside the wax resist pattern, there's some jade. Got another little drip there that's out. So I guess what? I think this is gonna be my mug, which is fine. I need a new mug. I'll do this again, and anyhow, I like it. It's a winner. Just for fun. Okay, so here comes the watercolors. We did 3 different ones. The first watercolor we did on a fully fired marshmallow bowl, so I have no idea what this is gonna look like. And it took, so it's a fish pond scene, and it turned out really good. So, okay, so that's great. All right, that worked. Okay, the next one is, it was a bisque fired bowl that she watercolored on the bisque. See, I haven't looked at it yet. She watercolored on the bisque, and then I did a clear Celadon inside the bowl, and then on top of the watercolor. Oh wow, that worked too. Okay, so here she was just messing around with the colors and trying to see, you know, what colors she had and changing and everything. I think that the clear Celadon somehow maybe changed that green. It's a little darker, but it worked. It absolutely worked. Okay. All right, now the last one is super cool. I'm saving it for last. This is another, this ball was just a plain bisque on the inside. I put a clear Celadon on the outside. I glazed the exterior in 3 coats of marshmallow, which is the white, and did not fire it. And then she watercolored on top of the dried marshmallow glaze so that everything would be fired together. So, and this one, I love the paint job. So I think this is gonna work. I think that we will continue, we'll continue to do this. This was fun, and it just adds a whole different element to your ceramics. So, so yeah, I hope that you can see that well. I'll post pictures, but no, these are great. So lots of fun, guys. That's it. The kiln is empty. Like I said, we had lots of new stuff. Got some very new, interesting things drying right now. So hopefully in another couple weeks, we'll have another glaze fire. But anyhow, having lots of fun. Hope you guys are. Everything will be at High Cotton in Dixon, probably later this week. So like, follow, subscribe, and always please share. Thank you so much.